Is it going to solve the problem? None of those is definitively going to solve the problem. I think what's interestingly, this all comes down to, and remember we spoke about this once, that when I wrote Scary Smart, it was about how do we save the world, okay? And yes, I still ask individuals to behave positively as good parents for AI so that AI itself learns the right value set. I still stand by that. But I hosted on my podcast was a week ago, we haven't even published it yet, an incredible gentleman, a Canadian author and philosopher, Stephen Jerkinson. He worked 30 years with dying people. And he wrote a book called Die Wise. And I was like, I love his work. And I asked him about Die Wise, and he said, it's not just someone dying. If you look at what's happening with climate change, for example, our world is dying. And I said, okay, so what is to die wise? And he said, what I first was shocked to hear, he said, hope is the wrong premise. If the world is dying, don't tell people it's not. Because in a very interesting way, you're depriving them from the right to live right now. And that was very eye-opening for me. In Buddhism, they teach you that you can be motivated by fear, but that hope is not the opposite of fear. As a matter of fact, hope can be as damaging as fear if it creates an expectation within you that life will show up somehow and correct what you're afraid of. Okay? If there is a high probability of a threat, you might as well accept that threat. Okay? And say, it is upon me, it is our reality. And as I said, as an individual, if you're in an industry that could be threatened by AI, learn, upskill yourself. If you're in a place, in a situation where AI can benefit you, be part of it. But the most interesting thing, I think, in my view, is, I don't know how to say this any other way. There is no more certainty that AI will threaten me than there is certainty that I will be hit by a car as I walk out of this place. Do you understand this? We think about the bigger threats as if they're upon us. But there is a threat all around you. I mean, in reality, the idea of life being interesting in terms of challenges and uncertainties and threats and so on is just a call to live. Honestly, with all that's happening around us, I don't know how to say it any other way. I'd say if you don't have kids, maybe wait a couple of years just so that we have a bit of certainty. But if you do have kids, go kiss them. Go live. I think living is a very interesting thing to do right now. Maybe, Stephen was basically saying, the other Stephen on my podcast, he was saying, maybe we should fail a little more often. Maybe we should allow things to go wrong. Maybe we should just simply live, enjoy life as it is. Because today, none of what you and I spoke about here has happened yet, okay? What happens here is that you and I are here together and having a good cup of coffee, and I might as well enjoy that good cup of coffee. I know that sounds really weird. I'm not saying don't engage, but I'm also saying don't miss out on the opportunity just by being caught up in the future.
Kind of stands in opposition to the idea of like urgency and emergency, though, doesn't it?
Does it have to be one or the other? If I'm here with you trying to tell the whole world, wake up, does that mean I have to be grumpy and afraid all the time? Not really.
You said something really interesting there. You said if you have kids, if you don't have kids, maybe don't have kids right now.